Hello, everyone's. I am here for my review of Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 3. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I am Lady T. I like to do reviews on scripted reality shows, and also the reactions. If you're returning, you one of my peoples, welcome back. So, we're starting off with Wendy and Kiarna. They decide to meet up. Now, I can already tell that this conversation was going to go completely left because when Wendy walked up, Kiara, she is looking off in the distance like she was on the cover of a R&B album from the 90s. They didn't do a hug, not even a fake hug. So I was like, I can see where this is going. I do appreciate them wanting to have a one-on-one so we don't have the peanut gallery putting their 2 cents in, because that seems to escalate things a lot, mainly with Giselle putting her 2 cents in. So I appreciate this. From what I gathered from the conversation, they were both holding a Preakness event. I didn't know what Preakness is, and apparently it's like the Derby with horses. Now, side note, when I was younger, I lived in Indiana, and I always heard people talk about going to the Derby, going to the Derby. I thought it was just something that they did with just cars. I didn't know until I was a full grown woman that the Kentucky Derby was, it's for horses and stuff like that. But the people, you know, from where I was from, they took that opportunity to go to Kentucky and they just hung around in cars and stuff like that. So this is kind of like the Kentucky Derby, but in like the Maryland area where there's horse races and stuff like that. Now, these two are both hosting events, but it's seeming and looking like Wendy feels like her event is more important and she feels more superior in her event because the first lady reached out to her to host an event. And like watching this conversation, even though Karen has not been able to express herself these last few episodes and is making it seem like she's blowing things out of proportion, I understand her like frustration and trying to express how she feels, and Wendy is just giving her like, I don't know what to tell you, like you're reading into things, like especially like I know how I'm feeling about this and you are dismissing my feelings, and when I am trying to express, you are like laughing it off. So I could understand Kiana's frustration. Now, I don't know if this is who Wendy is. Now, side note, I put it in my notes section, not notes, it was in the description box in the last video I did about Potomac. I understand what happened to Wendy and Eddie. I know all those things, but I do not discuss what is going on in real time. I like to focus what's going on the show, but I had a tendency throughout this whole episode, like, my mind wanting to bring that up, and I'm like, no, girl, focus what's going on in the show. Back to what I was saying. I don't know if this is who this is who Wendy really is as a person, a very dismissive, a very fake person, or is this I've been burned by people who I thought were my friends on the show before, so we gonna be show friends and nothing more, nothing less, just we friends on the show, because last time I thought somebody I was friends with, it turned out not to be that situation. So I don't know if this is like, if this is the real Wendy, or Wendy's like, yeah, we just gonna be show friends because I don't want to be hurt. So Stacy and Jossie meet up, and I don't know what it is about Jossie, and I try not to judge them, but like she seems like, oh, how can I explain this? But anyway, when I can get in my mind what it is about her that's like I be looking sideways, they meet up. And Stacy and Jossie, they get to discussing how Giselle is all up in her business about who she is dating. Did she pay this person to date her? Is she divorced? Is she getting back with her husband? All these other things. But side note, I was watching 911. I guess it's on ABC now. And I seen TJ. Now I was catching up last season because once Maddie got kidnapped, I stepped out and I'm catching up and I'm watching the video. I'm watching the episode. And I'm like, is that TJ on there? So I was like trying to in my mind like do the timeline of like, okay, was this filmed before or after he was on Potomac? When was Potomac filmed? Like I was trying to go down into my memory to figure out what was going on because y'all know I did not review last season, and I kind of tapped up on Potomac and a lot of my shows. But yeah, I'm like, that's TJ. But anyways, yeah, apparently Giselle has a new man. Now, I guess Stacey, she knows some people who know some people, and Giselle was out with some mystery man, and they was able to get a photo of this mystery man. It's like, you over here discussing about my relationships. Like, why aren't you focused on what you got going on over with your man? But I'm like, because that's what Giselle does. She does not disclose personal business of her own. She wants to be all up in your business. She wants to be putting, put a little stank on, put a little sauce on it. In my words, you want to lie about some things. Because that's what it means when you put a little sauce on it. That means you're twisting the truth, in my opinion. That's my opinion, alone. But she was like, she all up in my business, and she got a whole man over there, allegedly. So we're over at Tia's house, and she is dealing with teenage daughters. And they're in that phase of everything is aggravating. You don't understand, leave me alone. Like, they're in that stage, like, little brother, like, you're annoying me and you're just standing there and he doesn't realize, or he does realize he's annoying her, and that's like his whole goal in life is to annoy his sisters. And I just like how the family just seemed regular. The daughter is like, look, he is getting on my nerves. Will you really do something about him? They are showing all the teenage angst. Now, side note, my nephews used to do that. They would be sitting up there just wrestling and just going at it, and then like 2 seconds later, they're laughing. It was the weirdest thing, but I'm like, okay. But anyways, Tia was raised quite differently. Like, in the Nigerian culture, you were supposed to be a reflection of your parents, and that's how she was raised. Now, she is raising kids in America where they express their feelings, they advocate for themselves, and they're speaking back, and it's something that she has to get used to. It's like, she wants them to have a voice, but she don't want them using that voice on her. And it seemed like she and her husband, they have different parenting style. He is more of like a gentle parent, and it kind of sort of seemed like last week when she was, discussing things with Giselle, that her husband was like a stay-at-home dad, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, no, he actually has a job, but he does more of the taking care of the kids, getting them off to school and things, as well as having a job. But he is a gentle parent, and she is more of like her mama. Like, when she was growing up, if her mama told her to do the dishes and she didn't do the dishes, she would take those dishes and put them in her bed. Now, side note, some years ago, I was staying with my grandma, and I would wash the dishes. That is me. Like, nights over, everybody didn't ate dinners. We didn't cook dinner, ate dinner. All right, let's put these dishes, wash them, put them in the dishwasher. Let's clean up this kitchen, and we can just sit down for the rest of the night. My little cousin, she didn't want to do that. She wanted, I need to make sure the baby all right. The baby is in the playpen. We don't need to worry about her. She is just fine. She is in eye shot. She got her a bottle in there with her, and she got a few little toys. Like, we can see her from where we at. We don't need nobody looking at her like that. She wasn't no newborn baby to where we got to make sure she ain't rolled off something. No, she is in the playpen. She can crawl, but she has enough room to crawl around her playpen. She got her bottle, and she got her little toy. You don't need to be focused on her. But since she didn't want to do it, I was like, I'm going on strike. I am only going to clean up the dishes that I have made. And after 2 days of realizing that she had to do that work herself, got right into order. So, like, me and Tia and Tia's mama, we kind of on the same page. Like, I did that with my nephews. I'm cleaning up the kitchen, making sure the kitchen is clean. You getting up in the middle of the night because it's summer, and apparently when it's summertime, you the hungriest, and the dishes is in the sink when I get up in the morning when I knew they wasn't there the night before. Bet. I'm not even doing that. I'm a cook. Whatever I use, I'm gonna clean up that and that goddamn right together. So like we on the same page when it comes to how to get the keys. Y'all, I could have fell out when Giselle Bryant said what Tia had on wasn't stylish, and I was like, I know you lying. I know if all the people on this show, Giselle Bryant is not saying somebody is not stylish, and I am so glad, and it brought me so much joy. And Tia was like, basically, I know you're not talking about what is stylish and what isn't stylish, because let Tia sell it. She had did some work out in LA, and I think she kind of sort of met Giselle, but when she moved back to the Potomac area, like people was just letting her know left and right, up and down, how Giselle was the most awful dresser that there was ever in existence. And I'm like, that gotta be messed up that like it is a known fact in your area that you cannot dress. So Tia wanted to be shady and got her DM, and her DM was like, girl, I can help you out with your style if you want me to, because like the fact that people are coming to me to tell me that you are an awful dresser, that is just sad. But I was cackling up because like Tia was like, you sitting here out your mouth talking about style? I know you like. Kiana is hosting a Preakness brunch for the ladies, because y'all know she and Wendy were both having an event for Preakness. So Giselle, being who she is, has to get things jumping. She's confused because she thought Wendy was hosting an event. And Kiara was like, well, Wendy, she is the first, better, best. And they're confused, and I'm confused. She's like, well, Wendy, she wants to be the first at something. She wants to be the best at something, and it has to be better for her. And I'm like, she is still upset, and it is written all over her face. Like, I don't know what was going on at this event. There's like all this built up anger and not being able to express how you really feel. It was just finally coming out because it seemed like Kiara was just letting everybody have it left, right, up, and down. Wendy and Giselle are confused with Angel because like we was meeting up with you the other day when Giselle was talking about how Tia could not dress, which like, girl, stop. And you was expressing how you felt about Kiara. Now you flipping up on us, and it's was good. And Kiara, she low key threatened without threatening Angel. Like, I hope, like, what she said. I hope this conversation you had is the last conversation. And she was like sitting there looking at her like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, it seemed like Angel, she got what she picked up what Kiara was putting down. Like, okay, I see you, we see each other, I understand what you're trying to say. And I'm like, I was confused. But I don't understand why Angel was mad at Wendy when Giselle and Ashley also agreed, like, you was being fake. Like, you was at the store talking about something. We don't even do that. We don't do this. We don't do that. And the fact that she talking about she chin checked me when she had this situation with her. And it was like, yeah, it was weird. And, like, but I'm also like, you had, like, you was mad in the moment because, like, Kiara did, like, I didn't say that. I didn't say I chin checked her. Then it was like, oh, well, Giselle said I said that. But it seemed like she went back and told Angel she didn't say that. But now she's saying she did say that. So it was a lot of confusion going on. But it was like, it was directed at Wendy and Wendy alone. When both Giselle and Ashley was like, yeah, you seem kind of fake. Because like at the store, you was all this, that, and the third. But now you not. And I was like, yeah, it do seem like some mess. I did not like at the end when it was on the Sprinter bus and Ashley was sitting up her. She was mad because I didn't write in my notes, so I'm going to try to remember off the cuss because I did just finish watching this like maybe 30, 40 minutes ago. Stacy was basically, and I'm paraphrasing, like, she know that Kiara likes to fight. And it's like, why would you bring up that situation where she got knocked out by Deborah? Like, why would you do that? And now Ash is like talking about some, I would chin check Stacy. But I'm like, weren't we the people who are like, oh, we are so against violence when Candace was getting bopped upside the head, but y'all was almost okay. I'm Ashley wasn't so much, but Giselle and Robin was okay when Wendy got bopped upside the head. It's like they picked to choose when it is okay to be violent. But yeah, no, this does fit. Ashley, you was all upset like, y'all, Mia, you so messed up that you done bopped Wendy upside the head, but now you talk about some chin check and Stacy. That would suggest, if I left anything out, by all means, to comment below. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It is free all day, every day, free 99. Make sure your notifications are on so when my beautiful face with a video, you can click on it, you can like it, and share it with your people, and they can come over and be one of my peoples by clicking that icon above. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.